In the rotation.
Charge.
Can we please clip that off? Even during football season or next year, if we're doing baseball again, whenever we need a rally or whenever we need to get pumped up, let's just get Chelsa with the da-da-da-da-da and the charge. Chelsa, well done.
Well, it's the morning, and some people might be hungover. Thursday counts as the weekend for some people. So I'm trying to be mindful of our audience. Let's start with the Padres and the Braves. Braves home favorites here, minus 150, total of 7 runs. We've got Yu Darvish going for the Padres, 3-1 this season with a 4.05 ERA. Max Fried, the lefty for Atlanta, is 4-2 this season with a 2.68 ERA. Jenks, this is a tough pitching matchup, but the Braves are pretty solid home favorites here. Which way are you leaning?
I have a hard time getting a read on this game. I spent way too much time trying to handicap this game, and then I realized, dude, you've got to move on because you're not coming up with anything. You obviously have 2 very good pitchers here, but I think what I would do is if I'm going to play this game, I just love the way Max Fried has been pitching lately. Got off to a tough start, but he has really settled in. Chelsea, he's given up just 4 runs in his last 4 starts, and I know it's not a big sample size, but he's faced the Padres twice in his career and given up a total of 2 runs. I think maybe the way I would play this is reduce the juice a little bit and go Braves first 5 money line. I look for Fried to out-pitch Darvish, and that's minus 150.
I was going to look at a strikeout prop here, but the juice is making it extremely difficult because Yu Darvish's strikeout prop is 5.5, but it's juiced to minus 154, which is quite a bit of juice. But looking at the Braves, this is probably the lineup to fade or I guess play opposing pitcher strikeout props because they're top 5, or I guess you would say bottom 5 in strikeout rate, especially against right-handers. They've been really bad this season. And looking at their last series against the Red Sox, Garrett Whitlock got 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. Nathan Eovaldi got 6 strikeouts, which was his strikeout prop as well. And Yu Darvish, we all know that he can rack up the strikeouts when he is in the zone. Last time out, he had 8 strikeouts earlier this season against the Braves and had a good outing. It's tougher the second time you face a lineup, though. But still, I wish that juice was a touch lighter. But I do think Yu Darvish does go over that 5.5 strikeout prop.
Okay. I might just tail you on that because I haven't done a lot of strikeout props, and I know we talked to Ariel Epstein about that. So I keep saying this, but I've got to carve out some time where I can figure out my process for looking at K props. And Ariel did a great job of explaining it to us yesterday, how she goes about it. But I need to tweak my own process so I can start getting on that. It's something I got to work on because it's something I rarely look at.
Well, if you don't feel like it's your strength, don't do it. I think that's one thing I've learned in sports betting. If it's not your strength, don't even waste time on it. That's how I am with hockey. I know it's not my strength, so I don't waste my time.
That's a good point. I think I try to pride myself on being able to, or at least I want to be able to say, yeah, I can look at this bet and give analysis. I can look at this bet this way and give analysis here and make a pick. But you make a good point, which is you can't be great at everything. And sometimes if you try too hard to make prop bets, to make money line bets, and bet on every single sport, then you sort of spread yourself too thin. And then all of a sudden you're not focusing on your strengths. So that's a good point. Maybe I'll just save myself some work and focus on what I've been doing.
Let's go on to the Yankees and the White Sox. White Sox home dogs here, plus 145. Yankees minus 175 on the money line. Garrett Cole going for the Pinstripes, 2-0 this season with a 2.67 ERA, going against Vince Velasquez of Chicago, who is 2-2 with a 3.97 ERA. Jenks, sometimes I like fading Garrett Cole just because you're never getting a good price on the Yankees when he is pitching, and Garrett Cole has been, human this year. It's not like he's winning every single start, but this Yankees team is so hot right now. It's hard for me to go against New York here.
That's exactly the way I'm going. I'm just not thinking too hard about this one. And I know what you're talking about with Garrett Cole, but his last couple of outings have been fantastic. I'm going to play the Yankees run line at even money just because that lineup is mashing right now. They're just knocking the cover off the ball. And I know the White Sox may have gotten 7 runs last night, but the Sox lineup overall has struggled this season. They haven't really hit for average. They haven't really been that power lineup that we expected. Plus, the Yankees just keep winning. So Yankees run line even money is my play.
I think I'd go Up here, looking at
Okay.
Garrett Cole and under a strikeout prop of 7.5. We talked about this yesterday, how sometimes when you see the ace of a staff and sometimes their strikeout prop is a little inflated because people just see Garrett Cole and they think, oh, well, he's going to strike out a bunch of batters. But looking at the matchup here, the White Sox strike out the fewest, the third fewest of any team in baseball, striking out just 19.5% of the time. And plus, looking at last night, Luis Gil has excellent wipeout stuff and should strike out a bunch of batters, but he only had 5 strikeouts despite starting this game off hot. So I think 7.5 is a touch high. So I'll be taking the under juiced to minus 124 for Garrett Cole, just because the White Sox don't strike out a ton. And despite, he could have a great outing here. Garrett Cole could, and still not hit this number. So I think that's where I'm leaning on that one. Let's move out to the Cardinals and the Giants. The Giants minus 120 on the road here. Logan Webb against Jordan Hicks. I think this is a tough spot for the Cardinals just because Jordan Hicks normally is not going very deep in games. He is a guy that they have reformed from a bullpen guy to a starter. And the most he's gone this season, I believe, is 4 innings. So, Jenks, who do you like here?
I love that you pointed that out. I was going to say the same thing. But to me, sometimes when you talk about how you can get into a process, you can look at K-props. Sometimes I think betting is simple. And I'm just going to go with the team playing better baseball right now. That's the Giants at minus 120. I think it's a fair price. They've won 5 straight. The Cards just lost a series to the Orioles. And as an aside, Baltimore's 6-2 and their last 8. The Orioles are playing really good baseball. I'm just going to bank on Logan Webb getting it done here. Giants have won 5 of the last 6 starts and minus 120 money line San Francisco. Again, I think that's nice value. So I'm on the Giants.
I think if I was leaning towards the side, it would be the Giants as well, just because I think this is the one spot where you don't play the Cardinals. Any other starter, I would probably be on the Cardinals at home. But you're right, the Giants are coming in hot, and plus the Cardinals have cooled off a bit. Let's go on to the Phillies and the Dodgers. The Phillies winning in an upset last night over the Dodgers, but a different pitching matchup today. It's Kyle Gibson of the Phillies going against Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw this season, 4-0 with a 1.80 ERA, and nearly a perfect game in his first start of the year. So Jenks, the Dodgers, huge favorites here, minus 225. I'm not sure what the run line is, but maybe it's a palatable price. Do you like anything here?
Here's what I like. So there's no way I'm laying such a pricey number with LA. However, I do think there's value on the Dodgers' first 5 run line at minus 140. Clayton Kershaw has allowed just 2 runs over his last 18 innings pitched. He's at home. And then if you look at Kyle Gibson's career against the Dodgers, he's gotten lit up. He never pitches well against LA. He's allowed 16 runs in 16 innings. So this is a good way to reduce the juice. I expect the Dodgers to come out to hit up Gibson like they have throughout his career, for Kershaw to keep at it. Minus 140, Dodgers first 5 run line is my play.
We need some kind of sounder for when we pick Dodgers run line as the squarest bet in sports. Jenks is on the Dodgers run line. But here's the thing about the Dodgers run line. It's been cash money this season. I know they lost last night, but still on the run line this season, LA has been, let's see, I just lost it. 20-10 against the spread, which means on the run line, the Dodgers have been really good, especially at home where they are 10-3 on the run line. So maybe a good spot for this Dodgers team against Kyle Gibson. And I would assume we see a good one from Clayton Kershaw, even though Phillies bats have been hot.
Yeah, they have. That's the only sabotage factor, which we always talk about, is that the Phillies can hit. So there is a possibility, particularly with my bet, when you're talking the first 5, that they come out and they keep it close. So if you're worried about that bet, that's the one thing you have to take into consideration is that, yeah, Philly can hit.
But remember, the Phillies bullpen gave up 4 runs last night. Despite the win, their bullpen was still a little shaky. So also factor that in too. Now,